guys, I hope you've had fun with your video projects, and now it's time to get them published and uploaded to either Vimeo or YouTube. This video will show you how to optimally publish your movies from either iMovie or Movie Maker, and then I'll walk you through uploading it to both sites. So first we're going to play with iMovie. I have on screen just a simple little short video that I've put together, and I'm going to walk you through the steps that you need to do in order to upload your video with the maximum qualities that we can get it to publish in. So here in iMovie, I want you to go to Share, and then you're going to export using QuickTime. We're not going to use the built-in defaults for just publishing because we want to have maximum control over our video and what it's going to look like. So you need to give your movie a name, but you can name your movie anything you like. I'm just going to leave this as DLC because this was a Disney Learning Challenge project that I worked on before, and I'm going to leave it as an MOV file. I want to make sure that export says that we're going to go movie to QuickTime movie. And then we're going to select options. So here under options, I want you to make sure that all three boxes are ticked, and they should be. And we're going to go one by one and look at our video, sound, and internet streaming settings. So first, let's click on settings for video. Now here in the compression settings, there's a few things we need to take care of. We're going to make sure that up here at the top it's still set for compression type H.264. And then when you come over here to motion, we want to make sure that frame rate says current. And for keyframes, we're going to change this to automatic. And we are going to uncheck frame reordering. That's very important. This is a recommendation from at least YouTube when you're publishing your video. So under compressor quality, we can leave it as high, best quality is good, and then over here under data rate, this is where we're actually going to change it again. Select restrict to. Now depending on the length of your movie, you're going to enter in a number here. Typically, this number will be anywhere from 6,000 to 10,000 kilobits per second. If you have a shorter movie, then you can have a 10,000. If you have a longer movie, say 10 minutes or more, then you'll put 6,000. But most of you should be working around the 4-minute mark, 4 to 5 minutes. So 10,000 kilobits per second is what you want to have here. And then you're going to leave optimize for download selected. At this point, we're going to select OK. Under sound, we're going to select settings. And we do have something to change here. So under format, we want to make sure that this says AAC. That is the recommended sound format for videos. Channels should be stereo, left and right, and your rate should be set to the 44.100 kilohertz. And that changed automatically when you selected AAC, so you should not have to change anything here. You don't need to look at your advanced settings, and normal quality with 128 kilobit MPEG encoding is just fine. So here we want to make sure we select OK. Now under internet streaming, fast start is perfectly acceptable, so you can leave this setting the way it is. Select OK, and now you're ready to save. Now depending on the length of your movie, it will take it a little while to export your project, but it'll give you a little pop-up window letting you know when the file's been saved. Notice how I did not save it to a specific folder, I just put it on my desktop. You're welcome to save it to your thumb drive, to your documents, wherever you need to have the movie. Once it's finished exporting the project, it'll give you a little timer countdown here. We can then move forward with uploading your video to either YouTube or Vimeo. Now, if your team was using Movie Maker to produce and publish your video, you have a few easier options. You'll notice here, if you're on the Home ribbon, that Movie Maker gives you the option of publishing directly to YouTube or Vimeo. However, selecting either of these options requires you to log in through third-party websites such as live.com. So what you're going to do is select Save Movie, and then you're going to scroll down this list under Website Settings. And here you can select either YouTube or Vimeo depending on which one you'll be using. I'm going to go ahead and select YouTube, which will give me the dialog for me to save the movie. Now at this point, I'm going to give my movie a name, and you'll notice that it's already set for MP4 and H.264, which is similar to the settings we use for iMovie. So you can save it wherever you like. In this case, I'm just going to save it under my pictures where I'm working and hit save. Now at this point, it'll work through compressing and putting together your movie, and it will notify you once the movie's been published so that you can then use either Vimeo or YouTube to upload your video, and that's what we'll be working on next. Once your video has finished exporting from iMovie, it's time to upload it. So first I'll show you how to upload your video to YouTube, and then we'll look at Vimeo. Here in YouTube, you want to make sure that you're signed in. Only one team member is required to upload the video and provide that link for the rest of the class. It's fairly easy to upload your video. Just select the upload link from the top of the screen, and then you can select the file from your computer. At this point, you'll just need to browse out to where you've saved the video, whether it was on your desktop, a thumb drive, or some folder, and select Open. It will automatically begin uploading your video and processing it according to YouTube's default settings. But here's where you have a little bit of control. You want to make sure you give your movie a title. By default, it has inserted just the file name, so dlc.mov in my case. If I were to keep the same name that I was working with on my test video, I would just name it Disney Learning Challenge. Here's where you can give it a description. If you plan to keep your video public, I would recommend you at least give it some sort of a description. Under tags, you can give it all sorts of tags to make it easier to find your video. Over here under category, go ahead and select education. Privacy settings are very important. If you keep your video public, you may want to turn off the ability for comments under the advanced settings, but that's entirely up to you. You can also make your video unlisted. This means that only those with the direct link can see your video. If you select private, I will not be able to see the video, and you will have to be signed in to YouTube when presenting it to the rest of the class. So I would recommend you stick with either public or unlisted. Either one is perfectly fine. Standard YouTube license should apply unless you really think that somebody may want to use it, in which case you can select the Creative Commons attribution, requiring that if anybody wants to reuse your work, as long as they attribute it to you, they can use parts of your video. If you get a pop-up message similar to the one that I've received, you can go ahead and follow the instructions it gives you. So it's asking me to submit at the original resolution if I want better playback, or I can just hit the X to dismiss the message, and it'll upload it using the settings that I gave it. So I mentioned that if you wanted to allow comments or disallow comments, this is where you would select the advanced settings, and you can untick the box for allow comments, and that will make sure that no one can leave comments on your video. Now you can also set it to be approved so that you have to approve the comments for them to appear. You can also control if people can vote on the comments, if they can view ratings for your video, and if others could submit a video response. You can see that it may take a while for your video to upload. In my case, it's telling me I have 42 minutes remaining. The time to upload your video depends on how large the file size is and your connection. It can take anywhere from an hour to a few hours if you have a very long, large video. Once it has finished uploading your video, YouTube will automatically begin the conversion process. But you can see that it's already given me the link that I can use to distribute. This is the link that you'll want to save so that when we do our final presentations,
we can load the video for the class.
If you have any questions about the YouTube process, as always, you can email me. And now it's time to take a look at how you would upload your video to Vimeo. So earlier when you were uploading to YouTube or thinking about uploading to YouTube, most of you probably have an existing Gmail account that ties right in with YouTube. So it was simple enough to select Login and log in with your Gmail address and get going. However, if you've never used Vimeo before, which many people haven't, you'll need to create an account. And this is where you can do that automatically on the Vimeo website. Just enter in your name, your email address, and create a password, and select Join. Don't forget to check the box that says that you accept the terms. In my case, I already have an account, so I'll just log in. Now you may be asking yourself, which system should I use? Which service should I use? If your video is longer than 10 minutes, then you definitely want to look at using Vimeo. 10 minutes is the default time length for YouTube on new accounts. Now if you have an existing YouTube account and have used it to upload videos in the past, you'll find that over time that limit is increased. Some cases you can have upwards of 20 minutes or more. If for some reason your video was exported and was rather large, you may also run into that issue with YouTube, in which case Vimeo is an option. It's a very similar process. On the screen after you've logged in, select Upload, or alternately you can select Upload from the top menu at any time. Again, choose a video to upload. I'm going to select the one that I exported earlier, and then I'm going to select Upload Selected Videos. Similar to YouTube, it's working on that upload progress. It'll show me in this bar the percentage rate and approximately how much time is remaining. Again, enter in a title, a description, any tags, and then select Save Changes. You do not have some of the same capabilities here for changing and altering how you want to show your video, but some of them are the same. So select the Privacy tab, and then you can select who can watch the video. Anyone, only you, people that you follow, people that you choose, or people with a password. Notice that it is quite different than the settings on YouTube. In this case, I would recommend setting it for anyone. You can also control whether or not the video can be embedded, if anybody can comment, and then what people can do with your video. If you want them to be able to download it, add it to their playlist, and that sort of thing. There are advanced settings where you can have custom URLs. Advanced is also where you can set your Creative Commons licensing if you want to allow individuals to reuse your work. So think back to the beginning of the semester when we talked about Creative Commons and the usefulness in allowing others to edit your work to create something new. Once you've got everything set, you can select Save Changes. This link will be activated. I have not entered anything, which is why it is gray, and you'll be ready to go. If you have any questions with uploading to Vimeo or run into any problems, as always, send me an email and I'm here to help.